Podcast is live.
Okay, we are live, and let's see. We have Tactical Fud here. Texican is here. Patriot Paul, Orzax, and Andy. Well, you guys are on here. Okay. How's everyone doing today? It's going to be a super short chat.
Super short.
Yeah, I'm dog ass tired. So, we lost Pat.
What were you digging that ditch?
No, I wasn't digging a ditch. No. So anyway, probably do a super short chat. Let's see. Corners and Doors is here. Hey, I'm just tired and I don't have a bunch of free minutes left. Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
I guess it's a place where we can converse a little bit, you know.
Oh, we got Pat back. Okay. Garage Guy is here. Okay, I'd like to start off with I want everyone to go over to Scotsman's channel and donate some money for Lakeview Outdoors. His family's going through some stuff. He lives a couple hours north from me, and I haven't met him, but he's a really great guy, and I'm sure he's going to appreciate it. He's one of those guys that appreciates everything. So I think Scotsman or someone sent him a mold, and he was just like, wow. So let's do a huge wow and help his family. So go over there to Scotsman's latest video and support. And he's going to do a giveaway and a fundraiser. Okay.
I already sent contacted Scotsman. I got the address.
Yeah, he called me.
I don't want to be in any contest. I'm just sending money.
Yeah, well, that's either way. I kind of said you don't need to do giveaways, but I didn't mean it the wrong way because you'll attract more people with the giveaway. But either way you want to do it, just do it.
Yeah, but if you got to put up $500 to build a gun or something, you're taking that out of your pocket, or you're taking some from the donations. I mean, you know.
Well, that's what I was kind of getting at, but also you get a lot more when you do a giveaway. So, like Scotsman said, you can do it either way. You can join, you cannot. Doesn't matter. Just contact him, give him your email.
I think he should. Giveaway is great. I think he should do something like we did with JH586. Anybody wanted to contribute something to a prize, like myself, I gave away bullets. I mean, anybody can give anything away. You can give something. It's just to have fun and draw your name, and you win a few hundred bullets, or you want to send a guy a knife, or and if that's going to make it happen, then do it that way. There's no need to put a $1,000 worth of rifle or pistol together for somebody to win a prize, to make him feel guilty if he doesn't give a large amount of something. I don't know.
Okay, we're going to have to get Andy interested in this. How about 100 pounds of zinc giveaway?
100 pounds of zinc giveaway? What, zinc wheel weights?
No, actually, the neighbor's been going down to the docks and getting the sacrificial animals, used one.
There you go.
Wow.
Yep.
I went to one boat place over here, and I asked him, "Do you have any anodes off of boats?" And he looked at me like I was nuts. But trying to explain to him what it was, he still looked at me like I was nuts. I said, all right, never mind. Obviously, you don't know what they are.
Okay, hang on one sec. Uncle John is here. Air Guns is here. Vanessa Kitty, there you are. Georgia Trapping and Fishing is here. Hey guys, and I think I said Garage Guy. Yeah, prizes will bring home more stuff. Now, in my video, I kind of said you really don't need to do prizes, but that's going to bring more stuff. So either way, I might throw something in there, but it's going to be $100 minimum if you're getting something handmade. All right. Anyway, we lost Pat again. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
anyway, Yeah, I'm already gonna send a check to Scotsman. I don't really, I never win anyway, so why even bother? No. Yeah, so
You know
yeah,
what? I don't need any more stuff. I got a garage full of a
all I
whole
really
downstairs full
yeah,
of stuff.
Yeah, tomorrow when I sit down and do my bills, I'll put a check in the mail.
yeah, all I really care about is Lakeview Outdoors is such a great guy, a genuine guy, and he, you know, I've donated to people that never even said anything. You know, they didn't appreciate it or whatever.
Yeah.
But this guy will. I know he will. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good. I mean, I spoke to him many times online. We had chat in the side channel and stuff like that. I definitely
Oh, yeah.
try to help out.
He's
When,
always saying hi to me, man. He's always like, "Hey, Thorzax, what's up?" You know.
Yeah, I think Scotsman or someone sent him a mold, and he was just all jerked up about that. You know, just imagine helping his wife out, you know.
Yeah.
So that's where this is what's important. That's what I was trying to get across. This is what's really important in life. Barnaby Sanchez is here. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, there's something to be said about our male companionship here that, you know, we care about each other and care about what people go through. People are, you know, up against insurmountable odds of, you know, ever getting through things, you know, and they're stressing and they're worrying and stuff. And, you know, I've been there. I know, Jim, you've been there. Andy, you've been there. Pat's been there. Everybody's been there. And especially when it comes to a medical thing with your spouse or whatever like that, and the bills are piling up, whatever. I mean, that can be very stressful, very, very stressful, you know, and because you're concerned about the health, but you're also in the back of your mind, you know, you're like, man, how am I going to navigate this thing financially? You know what I mean? So, you know, like something about our way that we reach out for each other here, you know, is a great. It's great. It's a great connection. This is just strong links in the chain, man. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Whatever we can do for him, we will. So.
Yep.
And as we get older, there's more of this going on.
Yes.
Let's see. We got Hobbies Hobos here. I'm just trying to keep up. I'm sorry for interrupting. James.
Hello to Canada. Hello to Canada.
James Pullard is here. Who did I miss? Trees are blowing, I think I said. 67 Rebel SST is here. Cold Hearted Bastards here, who is Blue Healer. And Blue Healer, I'm working on it. It's just too hot right now. So I'm going to have to go to other videos unintended for this and do that until it cools off. All right.
Turn up the AC and put it on.
I don't have air conditioning.
Oh, you don't have AC?
No.
I'll tell you what, I woke up this morning and it stayed like 50 degrees up until about 11 o'clock. And now the sun's out and burned all that off. And now it's up there in the 80s, man. You know,
We have
2 or 3 hours. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, we have a basement, which is natural air conditioning. It stays the same temperature all the time.
Yes, I got the same thing going here. My downstairs stays, you know, really nice and cool during the summertime. It's really nice.
I want to thank you for all your text help with driving you nuts with doing a forge or what.
Yeah, I would just start with what you're doing and see.
It's done. I finished it. I did it all. I got. I didn't test it, but today yesterday I got the pot. Came from Amazon. I marked it up today. Cut the slot in it so it could fit over the handle. It would pop below it, and it was perfect fit. I can have the pot on the top on the pot that I currently use, and this fits still over it with the top on. It just fits, so it works great that way. So I will be Monday. I'm getting a box from Reloading from the Hot Pot. Be about 30, 40 pounds of zinc. So I'll have some melting to do. So I'll get to test how quick it heats up. And let's see, what else did I do? My Seiko casting pot for my zinc died on Thursday night. It was thank God it was a simple fix. I'm going nuts trying to find a piece of that heat insulated, wire it's not copper wire or whatever else, it's stainless steel strands or whatever is inside of it. And I said, man, I know I have that stuff here. I can't. So I got rummaging through my shit. I found a socket for a big, one of those, I don't know what they call that size light bulb base. It's a monstrous, okay? It's a screw-in socket and it has those, I call it asbestos, but it's not asbestos. Wires coming off it. So I cut a piece off of that and fixed the pot. It's working great. I've been casting a bunch of stuff. I'm sending a bunch of stuff out to Dummy Round. He's always experimenting, playing, and we spoke on the phone, and he's dying to try some zinc. So I've got a box gonna put together for him. And again, anybody wants to try zinc bullets, just let me know. And if I have what you're looking for, be glad to send some out to you.
Yeah, you've been sending a lot out to people, and that's that takes some work, especially zinc. It's not as easy as lead.
Casting time is different. You're not working with a 6-cavity mold. You're working with 2-cavity molds. It takes longer for the zinc to solidify in the mold, so the time factor is longer. Plus, the zinc pot doesn't hold as much. And when the zinc pot gets down about halfway, it just stops, pouring lead. And then you got to put more in it, and then you got to wait for it to heat up again. And that's why I wanted that furnace. I could heat, keep it melted in a pot, and just scoop it from there into the thing. And I'm trying to save on how much gas I'm using to do that. That's the purpose of it. The forge idea is still not out. Okay.
Yeah. Or the bricks.
I just put that other pot over it.
Mm-hmm.
There is enough room to put some bedding between it. Okay, that insulation.
Yeah. Okay. For people that don't know, he's trying his zinc pot, which he's dipping with right now, takes a long time to fully heat and stay heated. So we were talking about different ways without doing like a forge, which is kind of overkill, of keeping that pot warm. Okay. And we have some thick insulation that's meant for that, 24,000 degrees or whatever. And then he's using a pot. And then we talked about fire brick going around it, anything to retain that heat. So it's not just,
you got to hold the heat in.
Yeah, keep the heat in, just like a forge. But you don't need that forge overkill. And you definitely don't want zinc to go that hot because then it gets dangerous.
But you can control the flame in the forge, so you can keep the temperature down. But that's again with that which would use less gas. That's the whole purpose of it. But I'm going to see how this works out now because that pot should just covering the other pot with a pot should make a big difference. And it's a cast iron pot that I put over the other cast iron pot. It's not. I thought about your stainless steel pot, and I said, that's thin wall. It's going to dissipate heat too fast. And it's like, and I looked around and I have a 3-quart pot that I melt my zinc in. Well, I should say melt my zinc in, but that's what the pot I use to pull off all, spout all the clips and stuff. That's what I melt down the roll with.
I mentioned the stainless steel because it's easy to cut. And then you take the insulation that I can send you that's for forges. And that's what keeps it from going in the air. Keep it.
Insulation doesn't pay for you to ship it to me. For $15, I get a 2-foot roll of it, 12 inches wide from Amazon. So
the super high heat stuff.
Yeah, it's 3,200 degrees.
So it's not worth me shipping it to you.
No, it's not. By the time you ship it to me, it's gonna. It won't fit in a small flat rate box. So you're going to go $15, $18 for medium-sized boxes.
Yeah, I was going to do a bubble bag like Tin Man does. It explodes on you. Julio.
Hey, how are you?
Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, he's smiling today.
All right.
Yeah,
well, I'm telling you what,
couple of times I called Julio, he sounded like he was out in left field with something was bothering him.
Rebel SST, he said that he just got back from halibut fishing. Oh man, that sounds so good. Halibut fish and chips. I haven't had that in a while. Oh man, it's delicious, man.
Yeah.
Homemade.
Doesn't he live in Alaska? Because he's talking salmon runs right now. And
Yeah, Washington State, we're all shut down. Yeah, they've closed just about everything except for the war hoops. They can go out and do what they need to do, and some of the commercial guys, but they pretty much locked down all salmon fishing. I mean, even chum, you can't even go out and catch chum. Dog salmon. They make dog food out of them.
Oh, UJ, do I have to coat that insulation? I keep reading about some stuff they put on it.
you can. Okay, we use like a clay. It's some call it Saint Night. There's different kinds, but I showed you a picture of the inside of the forge.
Right.
It starts with that insulation.
Right.
And you rub this clay like.
Yeah, they sell a powdered bag that you mix with whatever.
And you don't want to. You don't want to breathe it, and you mix it up, and then just take your glove and wipe it all around, and it'll turn hard like a little clay.
Yeah, it's refractoring, something refractory. I forget what that was called.
That way you don't have that fibrous insulation all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, well, if I decide to add the insulation, I'm gonna put that stuff on it.
That I guarantee you that will retain the heat. That's how a forge works. It just focuses all that heat in the middle.
These forges I was looking at, they're made out of pretty thin stainless steel, and then it's that stuff is what keeps all the heat in.
Yeah, my son has a tiny forge we call
refractory motor.
What was the Russian Sputnik?
Yeah,
he's got a little one called Sputnik for little knives and stuff. That thing will do Damascus steel. It is so hot, and all he did was it's a little stainless steel. Like putting your utensils in from okay, and then he wrapped it with that, and then the clay, and made the walls. And that thing will melt metal.
I tried to look into try to build my own, and say that the easiest way to start would be using an old propane tank. It seems like the simplest way to do it. So. And then I'm watching people build them and stuff, and it's like it's gonna be expensive because just the parts, the whatever you want to call it, the jet, the flamethrower part of it, whatever you want to call it,
the burner.
Yeah, the burner. They're expensive.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to save you money. All you really need is to retain the heat that you got. Yeah.
So
Julio, Julio, I can't remember. Do you do zinc also?
No, I haven't tried. I got a cast iron pot that I purchased, the bottom for the alignments. I don't know how much I have on the that insulator that I used to insulate that cup. It's from it's used for inside the boilers.
Yeah.
I don't know what the temperature rating for that. It's more like it looks like how they use a cast around your arm. It looks similar to that material.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the high temperature that's rated for. If you need it, I don't know how much I got left. I can send it to you.
Yeah, all the old boilers from 70 down were asbestos. That was the best material in the world, except for there's one problem. It'll kill you. So we can't use asbestos anymore. Otherwise, it'd be a piece of cake.
Yeah, well, what they're doing is all right.
I don't think this material is asbestos.
Yeah.
I don't think it is. If it is, I don't know. It didn't say in the box. I know I cut it up and put it inside the boiler when I rebuilt it.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything out there asbestos anymore. But
you got old ships. You got old ships that have asbestos as far as their, their lagging and stuff like that. That's in the engine rooms and throughout the ship. It's a real mess. Yeah. But they got special crews. They got special crews go in there and remove that stuff, and they put bunny suits on and breathing air and all. They're all in space suits, and they go in there and they tear all that stuff out.
Well, that's what killed Steve McQueen. As a punishment, they made him tear off a bunch of insulation,
Mm.
and that's what killed Steve McQueen years later.
Yeah, they call that asbestosis. It get its little spores and it gets in your lungs, and then your lungs harden up. You're not absorbing the oxygen anymore. Yep.
The fibers will go right through your body. I was certified in asbestos, so I know all about it. But yeah, it's nasty stuff, and it only takes a thimbleful in a room to kill you, possibly. Some people survive fine, other people no. But Steve McQueen, he
Yeah.
was in a small room and he was covered in dust. Just that killed him 20, 30 years later.
Yeah. And then
Yeah,
behind these cabinets here, in the
Yeah.
attic, the cabinet's about maybe 2 feet deep. So there's like an access hole that I could get into when I ran a line for a vent. There's still a pipe back behind that wrapped with asbestos.
Yeah.
But
Old
it's just packed.
old furnaces, your ductwork is usually like a paper type cardboard asbestos, and then your boilers, and then they replaced the boiler, but you didn't know that inside all your ductwork is still like that. Same with your pipe
Uh-huh.
work.
Yeah.
They used to
And no, it's
sell. They used
still
to sell
it's in good
asbestos in
shape.
sheets. You know, in case you wanted to go ahead and do your fireplace and stuff like that. You know, they used to sell asbestos in sheets that you just go ahead and put in. You know, to line where your fireplace is going to be. Keep the heat off. Yeah. Just go down to the hardware store and buy a sheet. You know, not anymore.
yeah, well, times are changing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Well,
I
it's good.
spent most of the day casting today's the 75 grain 223 out of zinc is like, I forget the number, 48 grains, whatever it comes in at. And
Yeah, I did some
shot
reloading
some,
today. In
yeah, I had
zinc,
shot
300
some.
blackout.
Well, you shot them already, right, Ocean?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I loaded up some more today. Yeah.
What pad are you using?
Using H110.
Okay.
The same chart you're using. I forgot what was it. 14.8, I think it was.
Yeah, something like that. Well, I'm up to 15.3.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
15,
14.8.
14.8 kind of worked, okay, but my accuracy node, 14.6 locked the action back. 14.8 it started grouping. 15 it tightened up, and then I went up in 0.1 grain intervals, and at 15.3 was close, a good group, and at 15.4 it opened already. So I went with 15.3.
Yeah. When I did that deal with the red dots, it looked pretty decent. But I'm taking the red dot off, so I could put a scope on it to really see what's really happening. Because I can't see crap with the red dot.
Yeah, so that's working. They shoot great in my 300 blackout and my 3006. So I'm sure they'll shoot fine in 308 as well.
And Julio, you're talking lead. What weight bullet?
Oh, the zinc?
Oh, you're using zinc. Okay.
Yeah, the ones I sent were alignment 180 grains, and they come out at 113 or so in zinc.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like 114, I think it came up like that.
And the reason the load is kind of light is because of the bullet's so long, right? So it's the volume.
No, it's not the problem. There's plenty of case room. What's his name? James Pollard's got up to 18 and change with that powder.
Hey Jim, one thing I was going to ask you, with your forge, can you use that like a foundry? Can you actually, like make linotype with it and that sort of thing, by lead and then antimony and that sort of thing, add the ingredients and melt it down in there? You can get it hot enough.
You might be able to put a crucible in it, but it's not like made for that.
Right.
It's sideways instead of up and down.
Right.
But it's the same theory, just do up and down with a lid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the zinc is shooting good for me and everything. The only issue I can't figure out is my Ruger PC. I can't figure out what's going on.
I keep going back to the crown. Does your muzzle device remove?
I never tried. It's supposed to be a screw on, but I think I don't think it's pinned. I think it's glued. So I don't know. I'm gonna probably have to heat the hell out of it to get it off. They use that black Loctite.
Okay, that's probably similar to what's it called? Yeah.
The red Loctite.
No, it's black Loctite. It's like permanent.
Yeah. It,
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think of the name we use for suppressor brakes, and you have to actually soak that instead of heat it to loosen it up. What's the name of that stuff? Damn it! Oh well.
Well, I don't know yet. I mean, it's from what I can tell from somebody showing me a barrel with that piece not on it, just the threaded part. Okay, and then showing me that part that goes on the end, that sucker goes right down on the crown. There should be no space between the crown and that. It should be flush. So I can't see how the crown is actually damaged.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I have to call. Problem is like getting on the phone with Ruger and getting somebody that's willing to really talk with you and listen to you and then give him, have him come back with you with feedback. Because it's like, what's his name? Reloading from the hot pot. He hates his Lee APP. When he first got it, it worked okay. Then he started having problems, and he got on the phone with Lee, and he gets the guy Andy, which is the owner, and Andy don't want to listen to you. Okay, and so he's not getting his problem resolved, and it's like he's frustrated to hell and thinks it's a piece of junk.
Well, isn't Andy the son?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. What's his problem with the APP? I haven't had a problem.
I don't have the answer, and I think that's something to do with the slide keeps hanging up on him and stuff. And
yeah, I think Gene's just being frustrated to the point where he's just throwing his hands up, saying, "Is
it's like I tell him I want to tell him send me the goddamn thing in the mail and let me play with it and look at it, and I'll figure out what's wrong with it, because I have all the spare parts, so I can change anything that has to be changed, and say here it is."
As long as he knows about how the spring goes on, one twist, and then put a little of the whatchamacallit oil on there. I can't
Mineral
oil. Put a little bit on the slide, and I've never had a problem. It's just the real tall cases that like to do this.
I'm load. 223 is the tallest case. I load on it. 3006 you can't drop, so you got to put them in one at a time because it just clears.
Yeah.
But 223, I have no problem with decapping on it. I size them on it too, but I won't do that because I'm too leery that the shell won't hold it, and it'll pull out and I'll wind up with a stuck bullet in the die.
Yeah.
A stuck piece of brass in the die, which I don't want to deal with. I only dealt with that once in my life, and I have a solution that works better than any of these stupid things that they do. All I do seriously is put I thread in a big diameter sheet metal screw, I guess number 10 maybe, or larger, and I screw that into the brass. I stick that in a vise holding the screw, and then I use 2 pry bars, and I just lift up, and it comes right out. I have a video on it from way back when I did that. And,
okay, we got Fuzz Fork is here. M1A2 Abrams is here. Did I miss anyone? All right, just trying to keep up here. It could be something as simple as his spring. and a little bit of that oil on there, which I can't remember too
Yeah,
well.
I mean, there's not much to the mechanism. You know what I mean? I mean, it really isn't.
My only complaint with the APP is when the correlator and that, that
Right?
plastic, that should be metal.
Yes, it should be.
Because I was telling Julio, he's got the double-ended wad cutters. I throw him in the correlator, but it starts doing this on me,
Oh,
because it's so heavy. If that thing was metal, if that bracket was metal, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I just use my electric bullet feeder. So, tell you, Julio's got one of those. You still use yours?
Yeah, he doesn't.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I gotta replace the switch. Stopped working. This one works. The little switch in here.
I did away with those switches.
Yeah, it stopped working. Yeah, this one still works. So I'm gonna take this one off and slap it on the other one.
I didn't even, I don't use it with the switch anymore. It sounds. I rigged up a manual switch that's right there. So what I do is I wait with the tube fills up. I flip the switch off. When I get halfway down, I flip the switch on, flip it off,
No,
and that's
okay.
the end of it. You know, it's like, because what happens to me is it fills up and the switch works, and then I'm loading, and sometimes a bullet gets stuck at the switch, and then it won't feed. Then you got to go play with that for it to get to go again. This is stupid. So just put a manual switch in, and I did away with that whole piece of tubing with the switch mount.
Yeah.
And speaking again, it's good to see Julio again. I know you've been busy. It's good to have you on the chat again, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
What you been up to, Julio?
I finally finished all the painting that I had to do.
Remodeling times
Hey,
two. I remember the
between-
kitchen.
Yeah, between the primer and the paint, I ended up using 5 gallons. Let's put it that way. Between all the paint, the
Ownership.
primer and the actual paint, 3 gallons of actual paint. But that paint was hard to really cover.
Mm.
Finally, that project is done. Then we have we got this little vacation going on. My wife took time off, so we go all these different places. You know, it's locally, but get to do something. You know. It's
Have you been going out
crazy.
to the trap range any?
No, I haven't been to the range at all. I got so much stuff. I got boxes here of clay. They're in my way, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, is it
Hopefully,
Is it-
next week I should be able to go. Hopefully.
just me, or is this year going way too fast? You turn around, it's almost the 4th of July,
Way too
Yeah.
fast.
and you
It's going
haven't
too
gotten
fast.
anything done, and it's July already.
Right.
And it's been here. It's been raining, and then like the high 50s at nighttime. That's all it's doing is raining.
Yeah, this year is just going crazy fast. Either that, or
Yeah.
I can't keep up anymore.
It's just
Wow.
going crazy fast. Part of my thing is we're super busy at work, so I'm all day. I'm not like sitting there for 5 minutes and relaxing at all anytime during the day. It's just nonstop. We're so busy. I'm working, I work in the electronics industry, and not to go nuts with it, the military cannot use tin-leaded parts, so we have to put lead on them before they can use them. So that's the kind of stuff we do. We take the parts and resurface the leads. And there was a shortage of parts during that whole, the 2 years of COVID routine, and we would like dead slow waiting, because everybody's on hold. They can't get the parts to build the stuff. And finally it caught up with itself. So now everybody's slammed and wants their stuff yesterday. So we're busy.
Okay, Gunswatter is here. Yeah, I think it's a consensus. This year went too fast. And I got nothing done, and I feel like I'm tired.
Yeah, it's me too. I'm not getting nothing done though. But when the weekend comes, I'm beat. And instead of spending a day
Yeah.
out doing these all my little projects to get done, it's like a half a day and I'm shot.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah, no, it's
No.
crazy.
Plus, I'm going crazy. I got another order for another 5,000 bullets. I was like, oh God, you know what it is? I don't make a lot of money doing this. All right, on 5,000 bullets, if I making $200 after all other expenses without counting my time, it ain't worth the $200 of the time I'm putting into it. So
Yeah, again, zinc isn't as easy as lead. You're not just doing this, doing that. No,
again, it's not a 6-cavity mold; it's a 2-cavity mold. I have one that 9mm bullet that I made to the Lyman 147. I have a 4-cavity version of that. You can't open it. Okay, it's just too much to crack. So the best I can do is pour 3 cavities to get it open. I use 4 cavities. I can't get it open. Got to really hit it, and you don't want to do that. So, so I work with 2-cavity molds. Besides the cheap one, you got to replace them. I mean, I've got now on that 30 cal bullet, I got to have, let's see, just from that guy alone, there's 15,000 casted already.
Wow.
Okay, wow. Just from that guy alone, and I have that mold for about 3 years already.
Yeah.
And I cast every year about 2,000 of them for myself. So, and then whatever I give away. But I mean, I cast about 2,000 a year for myself. So I got I would have to say 20,000 bullets out of that thing. And I still don't have any problems with the mold. I did change the sprue plate once, but that was it. It was getting a little warped. It was like starting to smear, and I tried to put it on the stone, and the middle was hot. It was bowed upwards, so the middle of the ends were up, so it just wasn't doing it anymore. But that was a fix. But the mold itself was great.
Andy, what brand mold is it?
Those are Lymans.
Oh, it's a Lyman.
Yeah, I've been using mostly Lyman molds. With my zinc because they have the bullets I want. I have a couple of molds from NOE. Most of them, only one of them steel, and that's the new 75 grain bullet, which I'm waiting. I'm still testing it. Out of my bolt action, I did a ladder load from 4.3 to 5.3. And the bullet was keyholing until I got to 4.8, and then when I got to 5, the group closed up, but it still was like a 2.5-inch group at 50 yards. When I got to 5.3, it closed up more, but that was the end of my ladder test. So now I'm going to start at 5.3 and go up to 6 and see where it is. And again, that's with that Winchester powder. So it's like there's no real data to play with. I mean, I put it into.
What is it? 231? You using 231?
No, it's Winchester WSH. Super handy that, and it's a shotgun powder. It's not that available. There's almost no load data. A few guys have played with it, mostly for 9mm. So basing off of that, It's pretty close to green dot. So if you go to green dot load, you'll be close, and then you just tweak it. I've been lucky. Again, I've been looking for subsonic loads, not high, not full power loads. I got, I forget what it is, 11.3 grains on my 30-06, and at 300 yards, I got like an 1.75 inch group. I take that any day.
Yeah,
and
sure.
Low power. Okay, I shouldn't say low power because it is traveling faster because it's zinc, but it's still, and same with my 223 bolt. I have low powder loads. It's like shooting the 22 Magnums. You can shoot it all day long and it costs you pennies. And in my ARs, well, the 223, I haven't played with zinc yet in the AR. I've only been playing with the bolt. But now that I got the 75 grainer, I'm going to try that in the AR once I get it working in the bolt. And I'll be using, I'm not sure what powder I'm using yet, H335. I don't know. I have the other powder I use is Shooter's World Tactical Rifles. What I started with 223, and it worked great for me because they didn't. That was the only powder they really had at that time, and then they released a few others after that. But working good for me.
Okay, Broke Loader is here. He's also a zinker. His last video was doing a zinc bullet.
Yep.
Single cab.
Mhm.
Yep.
And he said today he had a cluster, and James also had a cluster. Clusters are good. I deal with clusters every day. Today was a cluster. Well, half the day was a cluster. Yeah.
Well, what'd you do that burned you out, Jim?
He woke up.
Yeah.
You got gremlins. You deal with it, you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You want to start your day, you have a cup of coffee, you got the plan. This is going to be easy, and then cluster hits.
Oh yeah, I'm going to change oil on all my tractors, and he goes out there and he can't open the drain plugs.
I
Right.
guarantee you, I didn't do 6 vehicles that day. No. It turned into a cluster.
I don't change my oil on my race car every year because I'm not racing it, and I only put maybe 80 to 100 miles on it. So I'm not changing it. And I mean, the oil I'm using is like $12 a quart, high-end racing synthetic oil. And I couldn't get the filter off. The only way I got it off was driving a screwdriver through it and use that to twist it off.
I've done that one before.
I don't have the room. It's a race engine car, so there's roll cages in the way and headers in the way, and it's like
When all else fails, take the hammer and a screwdriver, get it in there, let it drip, and yeah.
it was like, yeah, you got to be kidding me, and so
And every year I tighten them too much because when I go to undo them, they're not hand tight.
I always put them in hand tight. Once I see I can turn them more, it's good because the heat is gonna weld that sucker in there.
I usually do it one hand, and then I take both hands and give it like a quarter of a turn, and that's it.
And you come
And
back
then I
with the
can't get it
heat
off.
2,000 miles later, and man, that sucker's in there.
Yeah, tomorrow I got to do my son's car, and they put the oil filter on the back side of the engine sideways.
Oh, yeah.
And if you don't have a lift, you have to literally grab a mirror and get up on the hood and go over the engine and reach down there and look in the mirror and undo it that way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Pain in the ass. Who thought of that?
Well, who thought of putting the starter inside the motor?
Exactly. That's another stupid one.
And then half of these,
engineer hit him with it.
and then half of these new cars, the V6s in them, you can't get to the back 3 plugs. You gotta take off the engine mount and lift the engine forward to get to it.
Yeah, I think they was this GM Duramax. I think it is Duramax. To get to something like that was, they gotta take the body off the frame, lift it off the frame in order to get to it.
And they gotta drop the whole motor.
Yeah, that's insane.
My friend's shop is like, I go there and I go, when I see the car and I see the motor on the ground, I says, motor job? He goes, no, spark plugs.
Yeah, it's unreal. They would actually design the car around the engine so much that you can't even change the spark plugs. It's crazy.
Yeah, spark plugs and oil filters should be easy to get to. Spark plugs and oil filters.
They used to be.
Yeah. So it's crazy what they're doing. I was complaining, but then I thought about these other cars where you have to do like you were talking about. Forget that.
Your van, you have to my Astrovan, I couldn't get to all the plugs. I had to go from underneath the car to get to them.
Yeah, you take the front tires off to get to two. Same
Yeah.
with my truck. It
Yep.
is such a big engine in there. You take the front tires off, then you can get that one plug.
Yep.
I had a 94 Cougar. It had a 4.6 L4 in it, and I ended up having to change the starter out. So I couldn't get to the starter from the top side, so I had to take the tires off the front just to get to the starter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was messed up.
Well, at the beginning of this live chat, my last video was I wish I had a lift and I'm going to dig a trench so I can get to stuff.
Well,
Pat comes on before we started the live chat, and he's right next to a lift and then a bunch of oil hoses that fill your oil. He's right next to this stuff, rubbing it in, you know. And, he lost his connection, but yeah, he was in some garage with everything.
it's a shame.
I had.
A shame you're not my neighbor. I have a lift in my garage, so
Damn.
I had to get when I had the house built. I had the garage built taller so I could put the lift in it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I mean, I have a race car. You can't work on. I mean, until I've had the money to buy the lift, I was changing transmissions, lifting the car up on the ground and dropping transmissions.
Yeah.
out from
Yeah, that's
underneath
a
the
pain in
car.
the ass. Yeah.
Doing the old bench press. Oh, yeah.
You know, I couldn't do that if I wanted to right now. So I have
But
transmission
block
jack. I
of
have everything.
wood. I mean, invent anything that you get transmission out and put it back in. No,
But
it's
like I
crazy,
said,
man.
Like I said, you start your day, you have a cup of coffee, and you're like, I'm going to change oil in 6 cars today. Nope. It's not going that easy. It never does. What was I thinking?
Yeah, it's like the other night when I went, I was all set to come home and, you know, turn on the pot, which I did. I turned on the zinc pot, went in the house, had with the wife, watched the show with her, changed my clothes, went out in the garage. And I said, why is the pot only at 400 degrees and dropping? So, I mean, the fix is easy enough, but it's just, you know, the pot's hot now. So now, you know, it's like I'm working with the pot hot and, you know, 400 degrees and cooling. And I'm like taking it apart. It's easy because you only have to take the front cover off where the thermostat is. You take the 4 little screws out and it comes off and all the wires are right there. So the moment I pull it off, I see that wire hanging there in the air going, hi.
Yeah, so for Cold-Hearted Bastard, this is me after 6 oil changes. All right? Yeah. That's funnier than hell. I got to do the video. I'm not going to do the video I wanted to, but I'm going to do some videos until that video because I got to get rocking on this beard. And speaking of which, we have the bearded guy is here. Hey, bearded guy.
What the hell is going on here?
What's that noise?
I would have broke that phone if it had that ringer.
Well, I can turn it off, but it hasn't beeped all night. It's my front, my driveway surveillance camera.
Mm.
Cars going by.
I'm going to bounce out, Jim.
All right, you're done for the night, Thors?
Yeah, I think I'm done. My shoulder's bothering me.
Put some
Okay.
heat on it and sit back and relax.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. All right.
Thors, get that shoulder better.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Less convenient. What's he doing? Changing oil?
All right, thanks for coming on, Thors.
I just wanted to hop on and talk to Andy here. Yeah, you got that 79 Z28 or had it. I had a 78 Top Nova. And the story for you is I had to do a fuel pump on the thing. And I'm in there trying to get my hands around where the damn thing is got the fuel pump bolt. And it's like, son of a bitch, there's just no way to get a wrench on it. And then I look, and General Motors put a body plug on the fender skirt so you could pop a socket in real easy. I'm thinking, that was awfully considerate. That the engineer was thinking of the poor bastard who's got to do the fuel pump and who punched a hole in the fender skirt for it.
That was awful nice of him.
Not like the modern engineers that'll leave a sharp piece of sheet metal to catch you if your hand slips.
Okay, I'll be back in a minute. I got to get a refill.
Yeah, it sounded like that engineer actually cared about the future. Maintenance.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna get any easier.
No. They have sealed up transmissions now. You got to change that fluid sooner or later. I guess there's a way to do it, but it's not like the old way.
All right, I gotta hop off before I get busted for holding my phone.
All right. All right, pop back in, Pat. Okay, anyone else come on? The bearded guy? All right. Well, so yeah, I guess that's enough bitching about cars.
Yeah.
I'll never finish. The funny thing today is I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm going for a ride. So I had the tow goat laying there. It had old gas in it, which was yellow, orange. And I just tipped that thing up, drained the carb out, boom, started right up. Me and the son been driving up and down the driveway with it. So that was pretty cool. All right.
Yeah, so tomorrow, cleaning lady day. So tomorrow I'm going to fire up the Seiko pot. Got to cast some more of those 223 bullets. I have enough to ship out. Probably, and I'll size them all tomorrow, finish sizing them. And then they go in my tumbler with stones, ceramic stones, polish them up and get all the rough edges off. And then that's 3 hours tumbling. Well, the 223s will go quicker, maybe 2 hours. And they'll be ready to ship out again and load. And then, let's see, during the week, I got to load up some, I got to sit down with 9mm and going to go over everything. Going to look at the gun again. I don't know if I'm going to try to unscrew the front end off of it, the cap, or not. But you said that you got 1.070 is what you told me on the 147 grain.
Yes, 1.070.
Yeah, I got to look what I have down, but I think mine, I loaded it shorter. So that would be.
They had 1.058. And as I was seeing, I said, man, that's going to be pretty low. I'm already near the edge there.
Oh, okay.
So I figured, let me stop there at 1.070. And I dropped it into the barrel there. It was perfect.
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta revisit that because when I shoot the zinc in my Ruger PC, it sounds totally different than when I shoot lead or jack or plated bullets. So it sounds totally different. So I don't know. But yet I have the brass, the primes, everything look fine. The cases aren't burnt funny or anything like that.
Right.
So, I don't think there's an issue. But if I can load it longer, that would be better. I got to see what I have it written. I got to go look up my load book and see where I'm loading them at. And go from there because usually what I do, 223 and a bolt, even my bolt is still magazine fed. So it's 2.260. That's your max. So I usually down at 2.55, just a little bit of room. And, but then, and that they're all shooting fine for my AR or my bolts. It doesn't matter. The 9mm. I don't know what's going on. That thing at 50 yards, I used to cover that with a quarter or less, and now it's 2 inches. At 25 yards, it's about an inch. So at 25 yards, it's okay, but it's opening up when I shoot further out. So I don't know.
Right.
And that's with different bullets, okay, and some bullets with different loads of that bullet, and they all did the same thing. And it's like, what's going on here? Why is it opening
That's
up?
strange.
Okay, that thing was a tack driver at 50 yards, and I don't know what's going on with it. So I gotta resolve that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with physically with the action or anything like that. All the talks are right, and
Yeah, it's so weird.
I got to really look at the chamber, the barrel chamber, and take a look in there closer, see if there's anything funky going on in there. That somehow they're seating screwy or something. And again, check the crown if I can. But the gun's got a lot of rounds through it, though. So I mean, could it be a wear thing? I don't know. I got to talk to Chris from the 740 because he has one. And
Okay.
he re-chassied it, but it's still the same gun. And I got to see because he's the only one I know with a Ruger PC that has shot it a lot.
Right.
Cranky has one, and so does Trees of Blonde. His is kind of newer though.
Yeah, everybody's is new.
And Jerry 1911 has one that he got from Taco. That's got rounds in it.
So I don't know.
And have you tried slugging the barrel to see?
No, I never slugged the barrel. I mean, honestly, when I first got the gun, I bought one box of store-bought, store ammo, and fired it through to kind of like break it in. And then ever since then, all I've shot through it basically for the first year and a half was lead, okay, and plated bullets, and they both shot just as well. Then I added the zinc when I got that mold, and they shot great, okay, and so I don't know what the problem is.
Yeah.
It was overnight. In other words, I went home from the range, and everything was fine. The next 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, whatever, I went out, and the gun was all over the place.
Oh wow.
So I can't.
The only thing I can think of, since it wasn't your scope, and you're torquing the barrel the same because it comes off, it has to be the end of the barrel, the crown. I don't know.
Either that, or I shot the barrel out.
Yeah, but that's kind of early.
Yeah, well, but there's got to be an easy 15,000 rounds through it. But I would think Chris from the 740's got to have at least that much, if not more. I mean, he shoots matches with it. So
yeah, it should go at least 30 until it starts shooting shotgun. I don't know. I don't know if zinc does it faster or not. I don't know.
Well, I don't know enough about their barrel, but I mean, again, my 3006 was purchased in 1975, 76, and it's probably got an easy 1,000 rounds of full loads through it. Regular, spearheads, whatever. Okay, and then I started with lead, and it was okay. So there's got to be 2,000 rounds of lead through it at full lead loads. Okay, and then I started the zinc, and the zinc has got to have 3,000 or 4,000 rounds through the rifle, and I take it out, it lights out. It thinks it's a tack driver, no matter what I put through it. Okay, so I can't.
Because the zinc is softer than the jacket, anyways.
Well, that's it. The zinc is softer, so I mean, it really shouldn't do anything in the barrel. And I'll tell you what, I've taken a barrel that I know. I've had that Ruger PC where the barrel was dirty, okay, and from shooting a lot of lead and whatnot. I mean, it was dirty like powder wise, no, but it could have been lead fouling and stuff. And I looked down the barrel as best I could, okay, and then I went out and shot about 15 rounds of zinc through it, took it out, and the barrel looked brand new. So
I thought that Ruger on their rifles were using hammer forged barrels. I'm not sure.
So
Okay, Broke Loader says PCC Kid. Where is PCC Kid? I haven't heard
Yeah,
from him.
I haven't.
We haven't seen from
No,
PCC
nothing.
forever.
well, his buddy, whatever, somebody died back there,
Yes, it's friend of his. Yes.
and that was it. We never after that we didn't see him anymore.
After that, no.
It was all our buddies, actually.
Yep. And
Yeah, they always made live streams together.
I don't know. I just don't see a 9mm wearing out that quick.
either do I, but
I've never shot out a barrel, but I share them, so I don't just shoot one all the time.
Yeah.
I had to
too many to just wear out one. Yeah.
reheat treat cast bullets to get them to shoot good again. What I'm missing something. James Pollard typed something. I had to reheat treat cast lead bullets to get them to shoot good again.
What's that at? Oh.
So I don't know what he's exactly talking
I don't
about.
understand that. I had to reheat three cast bullets.
I've done that before, but that was to soften the bullets. I had a bunch that were way too hard cast for 45.
Uh-huh.
So I put them in the oven and I re-seasoned them, and it worked out great. It softened them right up to where a 45 should be. They were like Magnum.
But I'm shooting real weight lead bullets, and they're shooting terrible.
Yeah.
Bladed bullets are shooting terrible, and the zinc is shooting terrible. So
Yeah, and the amazing thing was they were powder coated bullets, and I ran them in the oven for like an hour and so many minutes, hour 15, and nothing happened to the powder coat. They were perfect. I even did a video on that, and then tested the BHN, and it brought it right back down. And air cooled them, of course. Yeah.
Right.
yeah, but again, I'm shooting wheel weight lead. Okay,
But just so the people know out there, if you have cured powder coat bullets and you throw them back in the oven for an hour or whatever, I didn't go up to 400 though.
right,
They did not. They looked perfect when they came back out. Standing up.
no, it's Patriot Ball. No keyholing at all. Perfect holes.
Yeah, just shotgun pattern at 50, which is weird. I'm thinking crown. If it's not the scope, it's got to be the end of the barrel. Something is.
Again, basically, they're 125 grain lead bullet, okay, with 3.8, 3.9 grains of tight group. And the zinc bullet, which is 90 grains, okay, I've had them up to 4 grains of tight group, okay, was the sweet spot for the load. And now they don't shoot, so I don't know.
Have you checked the size of those bullets? Maybe they're a little undersized.
No, I went through that. Remember, I took all those cases apart.
Oh, okay.
And I was telling you when I was reloading, so the reason why I took them apart, when I was trying to reload some new ones, the bullets were falling in the brass. And it was only the truncated cone ones that were. So remember, we talked about the mold. Maybe it was I had too much tin and they shrunk a little more or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
So I dumped all those bullets I casted because most of them were coming in at 355. Okay, and I said that's too small, so I dumped most of them because around those ones were coming in 356 plus. So and my zincs are 3.5, and zinc is hard. So if you buy a jacketed bullet, it's 355 and change. It's not 356. Okay, and my zincs are 358. They are still larger, and I don't know. So
okay, the bearded guy wants to know if you tried factory ammo just to make sure.
yes,
Okay. All right. And then James says he didn't hurt his PC either, putting them back in the oven. So that's a great thing about powder coat. It didn't even seem to melt or anything. They just turn out just like they were when you made them, which is nice. That's a nice option if you want to soften up your bullets again,
well,
or harden them and quench them again.
Patriot Paul, my local gunsmith. He works out of his house type thing. He hangs out at a specific gun store. If I give him the barrel, I won't see it for a year.
Wow.
So I can't. I mean, I tried. I brought my Browning BDA up to him because I bought a brand new barrel for it. Because of the age of the gun, I may never be able to get a barrel gun. So I bought one. Couldn't believe I found one, and it was brand new and whatnot. And I wanted him to polish the ramp for me. Okay, and I brought the original barrel that I had that I polished years ago and stuff. And he says, "Yeah, I can do that for you." I said, "All right." He says, "I'll let you know when it's done." It was 4 months later.
Wow.
I mean, give me a break. He had the gun for 4 months.
Oh my gosh. Vanessa Kitty's doing cement, 62 bags, making pavers. Are you crazy? And you're a female? Well, I shouldn't say that. That would kill me. I'd be dead. I'm gone. Man, you're a better girl than I am, Vanessa. Damn. Me, I can't get through an oil change, let alone concrete. Oh my God.
Hey, James Paul, check my BHN again. I'm shooting zinc, James. Okay,
Yeah.
so there is the BHN is plenty hard. So that's you're telling me now my BHN's too hard for the gun. But jacketed bullets don't shoot. Store-bought jacketed ammo doesn't shoot right either. So that's I don't think that's the problem. And the only other option that I'm giving, if it's not the crown, that the barrel's shot out.
Yeah, I'd take a flashlight and look for carbon around the crown.
Yeah, I got a Borscope. Well, it's not a Borscope, but it's it's one. I have one that I use on my presses when I'm loading, so I can see in the case and see the powder. I'm gonna have to use that maybe and take a look down the barrel.
Because when I have a dedicated break, when I shoot suppressed a lot, man, it'll cake up your crown. It'll leave a ledge there, and maybe that bullet's hitting that ledge on the way out. I don't know.
Now, James, I have lead. Okay, I have plated, I have full jacketed, and I have zinc, and none of them shoot. So it's the guns and water. It's the Ruger PC 9mm. It just I put it away one day, and the next time I went out, it shot shotgun patterns. So we went with the scope first.
Yeah,
well, I didn't go with the scope first. I took the whole gun, totally stripped down all the parts out, cleaned everything, put it back, and checked every screw and talked everything down. And
Gunswatter, I asked about harmonics, if the handguard's touching, and no, everything's the same.
The handguard on the Ruger PC is a separate piece. It's one screw holds it to the barrel, and it doesn't touch the barrel. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's I guess free floating per se. It's when you take it, it's a takedown. So you pull this little lever, you twist it, and you've got the barrel in your hand, and the front grip, the stock. There's one screw holds it on. That's it.
Hobby's Hobo. It just happened overnight. Okay, he took the gun. He put the gun away. The next time, shotgun pattern. I want to know the outcome of this mystery. How it was solved. Whether you talk to Ruger, send the barrel to him. Luckily, you can just chip the barrel.
Which they should be able to just take the barrel because they're not fitted to the rifle. You know what I'm saying? When there's a barrel adjustment nut on it, that's you set when you put it together for a feel. Okay, there's no measurement to put in there. They said you just want it to be a little snug, not tight, just so when you lock it back together, you feel a little. It takes a little bit to click it together, and that's where it's at. I've had that apart many times and adjusted it. Never had a problem. So it's one of those things. It'll get figured out. I just
I wonder if the problem is there when both parts join together. I wonder if there's something there.
that's again. I went through a complete cleaning and
Yeah.
I really checked everything, and I really could not find a thing like carbon buildup or something
Right.
stupid. Okay, and
Yeah.
I just have to.
Yeah.
I'm not going to totally strip it down again. I'm going to take the barrel off and look and whatnot. Okay, look where the barrel sits, and I mean, again, if the barrel is out too far, then I would have a loose chamber. All right, and I would have ejection problems. I would have overexpanded cases. I would have powder burnt case. The cases would be black on the outside, things like that. I don't have any of that.
Okay,
Yeah,
we got the Scotsman's here, and I want to encourage everyone to go over his channel and donate to Lakeview Outdoors, like we talked about earlier. Let's get this done. He's well deserving, super nice guy, and he will appreciate it.
Yeah, well, like I said, Scotsman, I'm going to put something in the mail probably on Monday. Tomorrow, I'll put it in an envelope. Monday, I'll mail it.
Yeah, and when we talked, Scotsman, you were going to build a rifle for a giveaway, but I didn't know you were thinking pistol, because I just bought that new handguard and I have a barrel, but I'd rather make something to throw into the kitty and do kind of a limit on what the donation is for that, because it ain't a $20 item. I'll put it that way. All right. Anyway, continuing.
They said they have a troll killer. What's that? Is there a troll in here?
Try a new recoil spring. Blowback may be erratic. Interesting thought.
It should go straight and forward, though. I'm thinking crown. You got so much carbon up there. Now you're just going off to the carbon. I don't know. I get this from suppressors. I get caked on carbon. So, and then I have to take the damn brake off with rock set is what it's called. It's probably similar to what's on your muzzle device, Black Loctite. Rock set, you have to soak in hot soap and water, which you'd never think. You'd think you just heat it to take it off.
Hot soap and water
is what they use to keep that device on there for good. Yeah.
Hot soap and water?
Yeah, that's what you do for rock set. That's for suppressor mounts that are on your gun for good. And it's hot soap and water. You just soak the end of that in it. You wouldn't think that, but that's what you do. I've used heat before, but man, that's monkey. Yeah.
Okay, well.
Rockset is nasty. I don't know how good Black Loctite is, but Rockset is on there. It's on there.
Let's put it this way. When the gun came in to the dealer, he ordered it for me. It came in with that wasn't on. It was a threaded barrel. The end cap wasn't on. He's like, I can't give this to you until I get the piece to put on there. And he says, he says, you won't be able to take it off. It won't be pinned. It'll be a special glue. And I said, what, Black Loctite? And he said, yeah. So
that's got to be similar to Rockset, because Rockset, like the name, it's on there. And believe me, I've taken a couple breaks off a Lockset that were made for cans just to get to the carbon on the crown. And that is a pain to get off. And after that, I don't do that anymore. No more Rockset for me.
Well, nobody will know it's not on there. Yeah, look it up, Guns and Water. It's Black Loctite. It's anyway. I will see how my day is going tomorrow. I have to run to Home Depot. I have a 20-pound a barbecue tank that's expired as of my last fill, and so I got to do the trade-in deal. Okay, $30 for a freaking 20-pound tank. at the Home Depot. They're out of their mind. But I need to replace, so I'll have another full tank. I do that in the morning. Then I'm going, when I get back from all of that, I'm going to turn on the Seiko pot to do some more casting and rest on my ARs from time to time to clean the muzzle crown area to remove carbon. Okay.
Okay, the bearded guy had a comment here. I am not rated for movies, okay, until I wear something like this. So I am not rated for movies. I'm not John Wick, not even close. I'm too old, I'm too slow. All right.
Yeah, so anyway, so what I'm gonna do is while I got 45 minutes roughly for the zinc to heat up once I turn it on, I will probably go down into the basement, and because I all my guns are just sitting next to the gun safe in bags, so I got it from the last outing, so I got to put them away, which is no big deal because I don't clean them every time I shoot it. It's usually every other or every third time, but I will see if I can take that cap off the barrel, and I'm going to use a strap wrench on it to start with, and see if it comes off. If it comes off, I'll be able to see the crown for sure, and then I can just screw it back on, take it off anytime I want. But I got, I'm gonna, I want to spend a little time with that. After I put the guns away, I want to spend a little time with that and see if I can find anything. Like I said, I got a bore scope, so I hook it up and go down the barrel with it, see if I can spot something. If I don't see anything wrong with the crown.
Yeah, just check and see if your crown's caked up. Because that carbon gets really hard, and now you got an extension right out.
Well, I bought I don't remember the name of this stuff. I have this stuff that I put in. I bought it for my ultrasonic cleaner, but you don't need it for that. You just soak the gun in it. It is specifically designed to remove carbon. It was like a quart was like $60, and
yeah.
And when I put I took my AR bolt and put it in took it apart, all the pieces, just dropped it into the ultrasonic cleaner, came back in a half hour, and everything was gone. All the carbon, everything was gone. All right.
Yeah, I heard of a bore cleaner that is super good for carbon. Someone recommended that because of cans and stuff. And I can't remember the name of it, but yeah. And yes, if you use a sonic cleaner, take everything apart. Otherwise, you're wearing your parts out in the sonic cleaner.
And
that's what a sonic cleaner does. It'll wear out.
That's what I said, Hobby's Hobo. I have to speak to Chris from 740. I have his number. I just every time I call him, I always catch him at the wrong time. So I know, but he redid his gun. He first had the original chassis, then he bought another chassis, and he kept modifying it and changing things, and he put new triggers in and all this stuff. But that was his full rebuild basically. But I never heard him ever talk about it not shooting good. So I mean, not shooting accurately. So I'll have to see what he has to say about it.
Yeah, I've only shot the PC carbine once. That was Tacos, and then he sold it to Jerry when they were over here. And nice shooting gun.
Oh, I love that thing.
Yeah, it's a little heavy, but that's all right.
Well, I'm shooting with a front rest, so
yeah,
I don't use a backrest. My backrest is my shoulder. I don't have bags in the back and stuff like that. I don't. Mm-hmm. To me, locking a gun up so it can't move is not shooting. I mean, some people have these rifle things. They hold the whole rifle in it, and you lock it up, and you're shooting. That ain't shooting. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, have a rifle smack me around.
Yeah. I just don't. I mean, to me, that's not accuracy. your accuracy. That's the accuracy of you've got it pointed and it can't move. It's locked into
Yeah.
the ice, you know. So
Yeah, to me, a bipod is more realistic because you flip that out. That's what you're going to use in real life, and that's what you should go off of. If not, like just a block to lay on or whatever.
I just have one of the, I forget which one I have, but I have one of those front rest things. You can adjust the height on it. That's all,
Yeah.
you know. And
But yeah, if you're actually going to use that gun for what you're doing, do it like how you're going to use it. You're not going to be all locked up on a what do they call what do they call those? You put the weights on it and everything, the bench rest. What
yeah,
is
no, I mean, I'm. It's,
Oh, a lead sled.
a
yeah,
lead
lead sled, yeah.
A lead
Yeah.
sled might be nice to test your loads, but you're never going to use that when you use that gun.
Exactly.
I never. I
And
stopped.
it messes with your overall length and
Yeah.
scope. Yeah.
I never used those sandbags. In the beginning, I thought I was using those sandbags, and then I realized they were scratching my stock.
Yeah, lead sled. Yeah.
So then I bought these cheap tripod things, not going on the gun, just it's a little tripod where you can adjust the height on it, and they swiveled, and they were like $20 a piece, and they were good. And then I said, no, I want to get a little more accurate than that, and so I bought it. I don't remember who makes it. It's green. It's metal. It's just it's 3 legs. It sits flat. It's heavy. It sits on the table, and you can adjust the height. That's all you really can adjust. And that's all I shoot off of. And the rest, it's in my shoulder. It's not resting on any bags or anything in the back.
Yeah, I like a bipod when I'm testing a load. A bipod is good enough. That's what you're going to use. If you have it on there, you flip it out. You can use that. Say a 3-letter agency comes to your house and they're 100 yards away. I'll flip the bipods out. If not, it'll be offhand. I like shooting offhand. So
I had bipod on my first AR. I didn't like it. I bought a real expensive one. I still didn't like it. Okay, and then when I rested the gun, I shot better, and I just didn't like it. And
I don't know, bipod. If you push forward, you can load that thing up, and it's pretty damn. That's as solid as I ever get.
no, I mean I'm not saying there was anything wrong. The first bipod I had, it cost me $80. The second one I bought was like $150. And I just felt there was movement in them, and I felt that was affecting my accuracy. And so I went with I started shooting off a bag, and then the accuracy was better. And then it's like then I discovered it was scratching the bag, the sandbags were scratching. I said, no, that ain't happening no more. And and I went out and bought these. They're aluminum, and it's like looks like one of those things like for an oar on a boat, the U thing, and you can move it up and down. And that part was plastic with a rubber lining, and they work great. They're good enough, okay. And then I said I want to be a little more.
Patriot Paul, did I really say that about a 3-letter on a live chat?
Hello, Mr. Eagle Eye.
Hey, there he is. Hey, wait, Kenny. I don't know because you're not. I don't know if you got my text today, but someone did a review on the best groups they ever shot in their lifetime at 100 yards, 22, and it was your rifle. I hope you saw the video.
I saw a video on that. I didn't.
Check my text. He shot a 1-hole group at 100 yards with a 22 that you built because you're that good. And I hope you got my text. All right.
I should say Kenny, my Pete Ruger.
Yeah, he probably crown it for you in case that's the problem. Tacos and French fries is here also. So we got Eagle Eye and tacos and French fries. But he just got off the lake. All right. Well, there's a guy out there that had one of your, you built a rifle for him, a 22, and it was a 1-hole group at 100, and he almost peed his pants. So there's that. And I'm talking one hole. Yeah. And it was all done live. None of this cherry pick. It was all done shot per shot. And he was like, the fifth shot, he was all worried. He's going to, just like me, I'm going to screw this up. I'm going to blow it. And he kept it in there. Yeah. I always blow the fifth shot if I know it's good. Yeah. But anyway, there you go, Kenny. You should have kept that rifle. Oof, that was nice. That was nice. I forget what ammo he's using. It was Eli or something. All right.
Yeah, Kenny, we were talking about my Ruger PC 9mm. End of last year, it was pack driving. Well, no problem. 50 yards, cover it with a quarter type thing or less, depending on how good I was shooting. And took it out the next time, and then I had shotgun patterns. Nuts, clean, check all torque specs, all that stuff. And then I took it out, same thing. I changed the scope. It improved a little bit, but only at 25 yards, at 50 yards. Instead of a 5-inch pattern, I had a 3-inch pattern. So obviously the scope was a little bit of the problem, or me cleaning it and talking everything improved it. But at 50 yards, I'm 5-inch, 6-inch spread. Something's up. At 25 yards is shooting good. So haven't figured it out.
You let me in. All right, Minnie, hang on. I gotta let her in.
Oh,
Good girl. All right, get in there. Was it 85 degrees in the garage? Pretty long. Uh-oh, are we still going? Are we still here?
yeah, we're still here.
Okay, I didn't hear any sound. All right.
Yeah, I can't afford to buy one of his rifles, so I'd have him build me something.
Yeah, just take a good look at your crown. I think it's carbon buildup from that muzzle device. It's stuck on there for good.
It's not a muzzle device. It's just a cover. It's just a cap. It's just it's just to close off the to turn off, so you can't use the threaded end of the barrel in New York.
Oh, so okay. Wait a minute. It's just your thread protector.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Oh, okay. Then no, you should be able to see your crown easy. Then all right. I thought you had a muzzle brake or something on there.
Oh,
Harder
no.
to see. Okay.
So I don't know. I'm not too worried about it, except that I really enjoyed shooting the gun. And that gun shot great. And I don't mean like 30 seconds between shots. I go bang,
Yeah.
bang,
No.
bang, bang. Okay. They used to tell me to slow
Yeah.
down at the range. I was shooting too fast.
Everyone should have a 9 or 45 PCC, whatever you want to call them. I like the pistol length ones, but they are just way too fun.
Oh,
They're my favorite. I'm sorry. They're my favorite.
I love mine.
Cheap to load, fun to shoot. Ding, ding, ding. Love it.
It's like, you watching Uncle Jim out there cursing himself out at the 70 yards that his 3 bullets aren't touching.
Hey, that's not every day. No.
Oh, but I mean, I'm just saying, you're shooting a tight group to start with, and you're mad at it. That's not one hole.
I'm always going to be mad until it's one hole. Yes. But that doesn't happen. That's why it keeps you coming back, keeps you loading, keep trying stuff.
Yeah, that's like my other rifles at that point. I mean, I'm happy with everything, except that, that Ruger. I enjoyed that gun. And, just curious. I mean,
oh, I loved it. The one day I shot it, I loved that. It was. I love any 9 or 45. What do you want to call it? Pistol carbines, whatever length. They are so much fun, and they're
Because the only
so
good part
cheap
is the only
to
good
load.
part is if I have to send it off to Ruger and they say we're sending you a new barrel, it's not like I have to go to a gunsmith to put it on.
Yeah,
So
It'll be nice
Yeah.
that Ruger will make one of those in a 45 caliber.
yeah, I know. I
they're
was
making what a 40, aren't they?
Yeah, well, okay. In the old days, they went to the 40. They had both, and then now they have the new one, and they haven't changed. They haven't done different calibers, and they should.
Well, they haven't PC 9mm, but they have another one.
I know, but the PC should be in 45 right now. I mean, bam,
Yeah, and no one has been making them.
yeah. Because you take your pistol out, you take your Ruger out, and they're the same, and bam, you don't need different ammo. I love that. That's what I love about these things, and they're cheap to load for. Cheap, easy, quick. Mixed brass doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, that's a. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's what's great about them. They're just cheap fun, and they make everyone smile. Especially if you got a can on them, they just laugh.
Right. And they don't take a lot of powder, take very little.
No, it's only the primers right now. Yeah,
Yeah.
brass is cheap. Everything else is cheap.
Yep.
Just the primers. That's coming down. It'll get there. It's starting to
It'll
come
get
down.
there
It's what,
eventually.
75 now for primers. Yeah, it'll come down.
Yeah, I've seen about $60 in certain places, but it's not bad. It's going down.
I bought
Okay, 60.
about a month and a half ago. I got CCI for $75, and I caught it right. Free shipping, free hazmat. So and I'm not buying. I saw that's a better price. Just let me just buy, 2 sleeves worth. I bought some Fiocchi, or whatever you call those. They were $78. I bought a couple of those. So the only thing that seems to be tough out there is a large rifle.
Yeah. Yeah. As soon as it's like 50 and I'm desperate, I'm going to start buying at 50. Okay. And Broke Loader, he likes his Foxtrot. And let's see. Garage Guy said Ruger makes a 5.7. My son just held one the other day at a store. He said it was a little heavy for a 5.7, which should be super light. It doesn't kick at all. So they could have went a little lighter on that one, but yeah, they got to make a 45 in the one Andy has right now. That would be the stuff. And then if they could find a magazine that fit 357 38s, that would be awesome. Just like like Vanessa has the shit. I almost bought that gun.
James, no, I didn't check the throat. That was one, I don't have a way to really check that. I don't have a gauge or anything.
Ms. Mel is here. Hey, now you be careful on them motorcycles. You're crazy. He's crazy. You're doing wheelies at 75 miles an hour. You're crazy. But I know you're a race guy. But still, you got children's out there. Okay, you got children's now. I gave up. I gave that up. He crazy. Doing wheelies at 75 miles an hour. That's just crazy. You're crazy. You're a crazy MF. I'm telling you that. All right. I gave that up. I had children's, and that was it. Bike goes. It's done.
My motorcycle days ended about 8 years ago.
Yeah.
I just said no. I just saw too many accidents here on Long Island, and I just saw one. I wasn't riding my bike. I was in my car, and some lady in a small SUV just swerved left to change lanes, and the bike just took him out. I pulled over, got out there. He was alive. Okay, I made the phone call, 911 phone call. And I stayed there till the ambulances came and the police came, and I reported what I saw. but I didn't have a license plate. I only had the color of the car and the make and model. And the guy was okay. The bike was destroyed, and it was a really gorgeous Harley. And I just like felt so bad for him, and because I saw it happen, and I said, "It ain't gonna happen to me." And I put the bike away.
Yeah, I quit riding right at the age where cell phones were popular, and that just screwed up the drivers altogether.
Oh, forget it. I watched.
And I had my son, so I sold my bike. I gave the guy a great deal on it too. $750. Yeah.
It just I drive behind people, and I'm watching them swerving, and this is what the get off the damn phone.
Yeah, I just can't. I miss riding a bike so much, but I can't do it anymore. It's too crazy out there.
I was gonna buy one of those spiders or whatever they call them, those 3-wheelers, the big, like a car, except it's a motorcycle.
Yeah, I like that.
But they're like 25 grand. It's like,
I know they're expensive.
No, that's when you get a convertible. There ain't nothing like a good old 60s convertible. You still get the air, it's good.
Yeah.
And you got lots of nose to save your ass. It's not like two wheels. Two wheels getting crazy now. Plus, we got deer. I don't want to hit a deer either. So it's just mini bikes only now.
I have a question. Well, Vanessa Kitty commented what happened to her. She commented on Andy's video. I'm noticing that I comment on people's video and my comments are disappearing. They're not there. They get posted, I get the reply, but then they're gone. It's something the whole thing is gone.
Yeah, there's a lot of comments I don't see. You have to go to your studio, and then you're like, damn, I didn't answer to all these people.
They're not there neither. They just disappear.
Yeah.
Like somebody comment and I reply. I think YouTube don't like it, and the whole thing just poof gets erased.
And then you have subs that you haven't seen for a while, and you're like, hey, they're there. What happened? I don't get notifications.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, James, I'm like I said, I'm going to be looking deeper into the Ruger to see what the hell's going on. Hopefully tomorrow I will be able to put it on the bench and really go through the barrel. And,
I hope you solve it, and then we can solve the mystery here on a live chat.
Well, yeah, I mean, because it'd be good for anyone else to know in case they start having a similar problem.
Yeah, because that's driving me nuts right now. It's not your scope. We all thought it was a scope. That's the first thing you look at when you go wacky, or the mount, and no. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everything, again, when I cleaned it, I took everything off. The mounts, the Picatinny rail, or whatever, and whatnot, cleaned, wiped everything down, okay, put everything back together, torque wrenched every screw, Loctited what I had to be Loctited, et cetera, okay, left it alone for a week. Then I mounted the scope. I put my Bors, my Bors, whatever you call it, LED thing on, whatever.
She's shedding all over me. Get out of here. Oh, God. Cat. Sorry, I interrupted. I just got cat hair all over my face. Oh, they're shedding. They can't take this hot weather.
So I'm just going to go through, I mean, it was put back 100% correct. Okay. And I wound up with the same problem. Well, it improved, but it was still the same problem in the distance. So I will get into it further. I got to load up some more bullets. Before I send anything off, I want to just verify, do a few other things and go from there. One more trip to the range, talking to people. Like I said, I got to talk to Chris from 740 and go from there. And that's all I can do at this point. I mean, I'll try to reach out to Ruger one day when I get home from work See if I can get somebody on the phone and really talk to them and go over things with them. And if I can't resolve it, then I'm going to have to send whatever I got to send back to Ruger. I'll send back. I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to go out and buy another one for 500 and change.
Right.
So,
I love a good mystery, but I like to see them solved. So
yeah, me too. I love to solve the mysteries. That's why when I do something, if I don't know enough about it, I reach out to people that I know things about what I'm trying to do. Like I spoke with you with trying to do the forge thing or whatever, and I listened to everything you said, and it made a lot of sense. And good thing is Ruger's quick turnaround. I hope so, Scotchman. We'll find out.
Yeah, James. The only thing I can think of right now is Crown, so that's an easy one to look at. But you never know.
Crown and chamber. I mean, the two things I can really, see good.
But even with a crappy chamber, when it's going down the barrel, it kind of makes itself right. A Crown is the last thing you see when it leaves. So
Well, that's why the reason why I don't think it's the chamber is like I said, none of my brass is coming out expanded too much. None of it's coming out. I won't say none of it comes out with a little black on it. Some of it does, but that's kind of normal. And but most of it's clean. All right. So I don't think it's the chamber, but I'm going to check everything I can on that because the barrel comes right off. So it's easy enough to look into and look deeper into it. If I have to bring it to work, I can set it up at work with a microscope and look at the chamber and see if you can catch anything. But you don't have to go that far.
Vanessa Kitty, I must be in incognito mode because I'm just a little channel now. Oh well, it is.
All righty. Well, it's my time for bed. Cleaning lady comes early.
All right. Well, this was a super short chat anyway. If
I want to answer Scotsman says he's missed what's happening. Scotsman, I have the Ruger PC 9mm. I have it. This is the 4th year. Midsummer last year, it started shooting shotgun patterns where at 50 yards, it would cover it with a quarter or less. And so I went through the whole thing. I cleaned it up, stripped it down, took every nut and bolt out of it, put it all back together, make sure everything was torqued and Loctited and whatnot. Went back out, had the same problem. So the next thing I went was change the scope. And it was again to it improved. The group at 25 yards was tighter, but not what it was. And when I went to 50 yards, instead of a 6-inch pattern, I had a 3-inch pattern. So there's still something ain't right. Okay, whether it's Uncle Jim's talk saying it might be the crown. It has a barrel cover on it, so I have to get that off. And I'm in New York, so the thing is, it's not pinned, but it's glued on. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, everything was perfectly fine. He puts the rifle away. All of a sudden, 50-yard shotgun pattern. And it wasn't the scope. The first thing was the scope. So he changed that, checked them out. And all of a sudden, for no reason, the next time he went out. And so that's why I'm thinking the only thing left is crown. If your barrel's torqued the same and there's nothing, no handguard issue, it's got to be.
Again, it's the hand guard is one bolt, one screw holds it on. It's not connected to the back part of the stock. It's just a forehand arm.
Yeah, and if you're resting and doing everything the same, that can't be it. So I didn't look at when I took the forearm off. I didn't look if the mount for the forearm is welded to the barrel, so I didn't look in there to see if there was a break. That's something else that I didn't look for because I just didn't think about it. So yeah, but usually that'd be stringing, and you're doing this. You're
Yeah, I
doing
know it's the pattern. I'm
Yeah.
not stringing. I'm not stringing. I'm
Make it good.
instead of a 1-inch group at 50 yards, I got a 3-inch group at 50 yards. So something's changed.
Check out that crown, and hopefully you figure it out and tell us all. All right, so this is a super short chat. I have a few minutes to do next week, so let's just end it here. We had a lot of people on today, and I appreciate everyone. And make sure to go over to the Scotsman's channel and support Lakeview Outdoors. Contribute, and he's going to do a giveaway and all that. Just go to the Crazy Scotsman's channel and check that out. And Lakeview is a great guy. So I want to encourage that at the end of this right now. And then any last words, guys?
No.
I'm glad you came on tonight, Julio. I haven't seen you in a while.
Thank you.
I know you've been busy. I like that last video you did. And
Thanks.
yeah.
Now I want to see a shooting report on some of that zinc I sent you.
Yeah, I gotta send you some pictures. Every time I go, I don't do much,
I'm just saying, take pictures of your targets or something, and like I did videos that way. And I did a video with I took the targets home and I did the videos of the targets. I mean, you can look at those videos from when I did them last year. You can see the 9mm shooting the tight as hell through. It's what's killing me. I don't know what happened. I mean, seriously, it was the last bullet fired was dead nuts in with the rest of them. The next bullet fired next time out, was off, wasn't where the gun was sighted. It was like 2 inches high and an inch to the right of where it's sighted for. And the second bullet was like 2 inches lower than that. And then the next bullet was like in between the two, but in a circular pattern. It's not like stringing. It's like
right. And that is strange.
All right, so click this link I just posted there to go over to the Scotsman, and that'll explain everything. Hopefully it comes up. I thought I just did that. Okay, there it is. So click on that last link that I replied and check that out.
Okay, well, thanks for having me on again.
Hey, love you guys. I'm glad you guys came on tonight. And we had a good chat.
Yep, we did. So, again, UJ, thanks for all your help with the text messages is on trying to come up with a way to deal with my zinc issue a little better.
Yeah, we want to find out about that too. Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to find out. I'm getting a box. Should be here Monday from Hot Pot. 35, 40 pounds of zinc. So my mail lady's going to hate me. The last box, she says, you got to stop getting these heavy boxes. I said, I told you. I said, the best thing you can do, if you see my car, if you're home if you're delivering after 3:30, I said, I'm home. I said, beep your horn. I said, open the mailbox a few times. My beep will keep going on and off in the house. I'll know you're outside and I'll come out and get it.
or that's what hand trucks are for. All right.
Yep.
All right, everyone. I'm going to go. Have a great night. Have a good week.
All right. Same to you, Andy.
Okay, and good night, everyone. And I appreciate you all. Until next time, thanks for watching.